Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Thank you for checking in. Thanks for being here. Alright, first things first. I'm a little tongue-tied because if you ever get these moments where you're just so excited you want to just get right into something, and you kind of, I gotta hold myself back a little bit. I gotta say, all right, let's introduce the product first, and then go from there. Taco Bell has released a new item, which, this is something that never happens, and we know that. We know that Taco Bell is one of those places, new releases from them, that's a pretty rare occasion. So this is definitely something to be quite excited about. Now, in all seriousness, though, Taco Bell, obviously they do release a lot of stuff, but we also know that they could be hit or miss. Always interested, though, in trying out the latest from Taco Bell, seeing what they have to offer, and if it's any good. One question that I'm sure a number of you watching this right now might be having, if you've been paying attention to the fast food news, you may have heard about this item that Taco Bell released that incorporates a giant Cheez-It into one of their items, and some people might be saying, well, why aren't you reviewing that? This is Taco Bell after all. Why aren't you reviewing the Cheez-It thing that's only available at one location, and one location specifically over in Irvine, California? So it's just not available nationwide. I can't get it, so that's why. But if it was available at, every Taco Bell, then obviously I would be trying it out. But that's just one of those, promotional items, I think. Maybe they're just kind of doing it as a test or something. But anyway, I know some of you are probably wondering about that. I'm aware of it, but that's just why I'm not reviewing it. It's just a one-off thing that's just not accessible in my case. Now this, on the other hand, is accessible in everyone's case. We like tacos, right? Alright, well, maybe not all of us. But we definitely like burritos, right? I'll put that as a maybe. We'll put a question mark after that. Well, we have good news for you, Taco Bell said. We are releasing, for the first time ever, the classic cheesy double beef burrito. So you're kind of thinking, Taco Bell, they're really going all out, right? They're going all out there with the Cheez-Its over in that one location in California. And that might just be a bit much for some folks. So we gotta dial things back a little bit. We gotta go with something classic, right? The classic cheesy double beef burrito was, that's how it entered existence, I guess. I really don't know, but that makes it sound interesting anyway. Name is pretty straightforward. It's a burrito. In it is seasoned beef, with obviously a double portion thereof, nacho cheese sauce, seasoned rice, sour cream, a 3-cheese blend, and then, what sort of Taco Bell item would it be without a little bit of Fiesta action going on? So it comes also with Fiesta Strips, is what they call it. So again, it's going to be, hopefully a burrito with some extra beef, some extra cheese, some rice, and then the Fiesta Strips are just like little crunchy strips. That's what they are. They just call them Fiesta Strips because it makes it sound a little better. Price for this. On its website in general, around $2. I have, however, seen the item listed at around $2.50. I haven't seen it any more expensive than that, but I would say probably between the $2 to $2.50 range. But who knows, might be good, might be a decent-sized burrito, might have a good amount of beef and some cheese and all that good stuff. So we'll see. These days, the way fast food is, I sometimes get a lot of hit-or-miss stuff, and we know that if you've been watching some of the latest reviews that I've been doing. I've had some disappointing items recently. There's been some good, some bad, but I think the last two reviews that I did were both bad, which is unfortunate, but what I always like to do here on this channel is I review what I get, and if it's good, you'll know, but if it's bad, you will know as well. And let's hope that, you know, the third time is a charm in that it's actually going to be good, the third review. We will see. Hopefully it's not bad, but I mean, if it is, I'll feel bad. I'll feel like I'm, you know, just sitting there hating on everything. But if it's a bad product, it's a bad product. But anyway, only one way to tell. Let's open this up and see what we have. From the outside, it looks like a pretty standard burrito. But I will say, if you do the burrito to review bra head comparison, definitely got some mass to it, which is good. So that's what we want to see. There's a closer look of the end right there. In the side view. I'm going to take a burrito thumbnail. We'll actually use this side. And we'll just get that out of the way. We'll do that first. We'll do one, you know, with just a different expression. Sorry to waste your time with all this stuff. And then we'll do one more a little closer up. Thumbnails are important, though. Alright, anyway, I think I could make something of that anyway. So, you know what's in it, I know what's in it, we all know what's in it. So now, I'd say it's time to try it out. The classic cheesy double beef burrito from Taco Bell. We know everything that there is to know about it, but let's try it out. It's going in. You could see a cross-section of it, and thought I'd get a thumbnail out of that too. We'll take another bite or two. They've all got that Kenny Rogers look to them. You ever notice that? Good news. Finally, in what, well, again, has just been the last 3 videos, but anyway, it seems like it's been a while. Finally, an item that has not completely let me down. Now, I think it's just a sad state of affairs that this is even something to be a bit happy and relieved about, that things have gotten to the point where it's so, you know, so hit or miss these days with any place. I'm not even talking about Taco Bell. Where you're just sitting there and you think, what a relief it is that this is even what I hoped for it to be, you know? And that tells you a lot about the state of stuff. But like I said, it's just the way that it is. It is a relief, though, that finally this is an item that isn't a complete and total disappointment. Now, granted, this is Taco Bell that we're talking about here, so obviously the quality of things, you're not expecting world-class food here. You're not expecting a place where, Gordon Ramsay is going to be in the kitchen preparing the world's finest seasoned beef or something for you. But you understand that. You know that when you're going to Taco Bell, you're getting inexpensive, essentially Americanized Mexican food. But we get that. We understand that. So, factoring that in, here's what I noticed with the classic cheesy double beef burrito. The best thing about it, I would say, is you're actually getting a double portion of beef. Now, I know to some you might be scratching your head and you might be saying, yeah, but that's kind of like, that's self-explanatory, isn't that? I mean, it's in the name, etc. The amount of times that I've even ordered something myself from Taco Bell and have gotten what was allegedly a double portion of beef, which seems like actually just like a half portion of beef, so many times has that happened, so to actually see a good amount of their seasoned beef on this, as advertised, is actually quite nice to see. The meat itself, though, still pretty flavorful, all things considered. I could definitely taste the sour cream in this burrito. I could definitely taste that. That's for sure. It cuts through everything else. It's like what I notice is that the Nacho Cheese Sauce also is one of those ingredients, and this is just usually the case with Taco Bell, so it's something that I've come to expect. The nacho cheese has a tendency to permeate throughout the item, so it's not necessarily going to be concentrated in one area. You'll kind of get a little bit in each bite, and it also ties everything together. At the same time, though, it blends in very nicely with the seasoned beef, but sometimes it can get a little bit monotonous. So you have the sour cream, which cuts through everything, and that sharper note that it has, it definitely helps, it definitely works, and it adds some nice flavor to this item. So, we notice that. Alright, so the seasoned beef is good. The sour cream is good. Nacho cheese sauce, I'd say a good amount, just the right amount. What else do I notice? The Fiesta Strips, they don't really serve much of a purpose. I mean, I think if this is just a $2 item, it is what it is. It's no big deal. It's not like you're paying $5 extra for the glorious Fiesta Strips. But, it's like they're kind of there. You could notice them. They're right there. But texturally speaking, do I notice a big crunch to them at all? No, I don't. But again, you shouldn't really expect one, because you remember, this is a burrito. They're going to be inside the tortilla. They're going to soak up some of that excess moisture. It's going to transfer to them in the Fiesta Strips without fail. Whether you get this delivered or whether you get it right there at the restaurant, they're not going to be very firm. They're not going to have a huge crisp or crunch to them. So that's just something to bear in mind. It's like you can't really taste them. They're just kind of there. They don't really contribute much texturally. So that's one thing to just be aware of. They're the Fiesta Strips. It's like they're kind of just there. The other things that I noticed, the seasoned rice is also kind of just there. It's like, as I'm chewing, I can kind of notice some of it, but is it very flavorful? What can I really taste the most of when it comes down to this item? Could mostly taste the beef, the cheese, and the sour cream. And speaking of the cheese as well, that 3-cheese blend kind of just blends in. It's like, I could notice with the cheese, at least from a consistency standpoint, you could easily differentiate the 3-cheese blend from the nacho cheese. But again, does it contribute all that much to the item overall? No, it doesn't. You have these few ingredients that do the bulk of the heavy lifting, per se, and then you have a few other ingredients that are essentially just kind of there. So that's what this item comes down to. So in the end, the name is somewhat accurate. Does it definitely have a good portion of the double beef? Yes. Is it cheesy? That depends. You could taste the cheese, you could taste the nacho cheese, but is this an item for someone who, let's say, like really, really likes their cheese, especially from Taco Bell? I wouldn't necessarily say that. I don't think it's as cheesy as some might expect. There's definitely cheese there, and you could taste it, but I wouldn't consider this an extremely cheesy burrito. Rather, it's just something that's got a little bit of cheese, but a good portion of the meat, and I'm perfectly content with that to begin with. Everything blends together nicely, like the sour cream again, and it's at a good price, $2, so I'm happy with it. Yeah, could it have a few tweaks here and there? Sure, it's Taco Bell that we're talking about, but all in all, pretty decent item, tastes good, and therefore out of 10, gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. Maybe it could just be a little cheesier, but and some of the ingredients might be a little superfluous and frivolous, but in the end, pretty good all things considered. Solid item from Taco Bell. That's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, The Report of the Week. Until next time.